Okay, YouTube. I've got a road trip today. I'm going to go take a look at a 40-horse Mariner. It's a 4-cylinder, 2-stroke, and it's attached to a 20-foot pontoon. So the fellow that I know, he needs a tune-up on it and maybe a new impeller. So I told him I'd give him I'll take a look at it and see what I can do for him. So stay tuned and hang with me, and we'll take a look at that. It's only about a 20-minute drive, so. Got our spark tester set up. Okay, so far I've gotten the fuel pump off. I've taken the flywheel housing off and set it aside with the reservoir for the tank for the oil injection. And I've also pulled the starter off and set it over here. So there's the starter and the fuel pump, and then I can get down there and get the nuts off of the carburetors. I've gotten that one off already. You can see right there. Other one's kind of hard to see down here. There it is. You can see it right there. Kind of hard to get to. There's two for each carburetor. Got to get those nuts off, and then I can pull the carbs off and get them cleaned. Okay, so these are the two carburetors for the 40-horse Mariner that I've been working on today. Unfortunately, I did tear the intake manifold gasket, as you can see there. So we'll need those. Problem with this carburetor, it was the top one mostly, but it was leaking really badly from the bowl, and it was, I don't know if you can see it, but it was pelted and covered. A lot of it's been wiped off, but you can see it there, and it looks like to me that that's all the foam insulation from the cowling, inside the cowling, and I'm sure that got all sucked into the carburetors and gummed them up, because we could not start that outboard today. So my suggestion was pull the carburetors and clean them thoroughly. We did have good compression though. We had 130 pounds on 3 of the cylinders and 120 on the 4th one, on the very bottom cylinder. And we also had some good spark. So this is the only other alternative, so we're going to go after this. And I'll be tearing these apart, and we'll take a look, and you can watch while I'm doing that. It don't look bad, actually. Got a little spooge in there, but not much. Very oily. Oh yeah, that gasket's definitely, you can see it here. I don't know if you can see that, but it's got a definitive break right there. And that's probably from ethanol gas. These cork carburetor gaskets, they just can't hold up to the ethanol. And that's what happened. And it was just pouring out of there. But all in all, don't look all that horrible. I do see some of that speckly, nasty crap on there, but it's definitely going to need a gasket, possibly a new needle and seat. Possibly. I'll pull the jets out of it. I'll pull the pin and pull the floats out of each one of these. There's probably some one-way valves inside here. I'm not sure yet. I'll have to probably open those up too. Take a look. But might not need a whole lot of work on these. Might not need to be soaked. They look pretty clean. At least this one does. The jet there I need to take out. I think I'm going to remove these lines first. Get the bottom later. Well, it's in there. Yeah, the needle don't look all that bad. Float's in good shape. I'm looking down into that seat. I don't see any problem with the seat either, but it doesn't even look like it's replaceable. In there. Right in there is the seat. You can see the fracture on the gasket. That's why it was leaking so bad. Never seen that before. All right. Learn something new every day. Yeah, that was kind of plugged. A little orifice there. This is the air mixture screw, I believe it is. So we're going to say there's one turn, 2, 2 1/4, 2 1/4 lightly seated. So I like that. A lot of crud in here. Okay. So that gasket went on like that, and sandwiched in between like that. So that gasket's in good shape. I think we're going to reuse that one. Soak that. It's got some brass on it, but that's all right. And I see the seat here, right here. And it does definitely have some garbage in there, right behind it, and some nasty stuff in there. It's very possible that could have been plugged too. We'll throw that into the cleaner and see what we got. I don't think I see any more. Other than this, I couldn't get this out. I'm going to leave that alone. That was too difficult, so I'm going to leave it. It's probably Loctited in there somehow. It does have a Welsh plug. I don't think I'm going to mess with that either. This carburetor isn't all that dirty. It don't look bad, so I think there's got whatever's there superficial and it'll come out. So start with that one. And I'll even put the nasty old stuff in here. This we're going to reuse. That's garbage, but we're going to keep it all together. Anyway, I'll get these parts cleaned. I'll also stick it in here like this. That's fully submersed in this stuff, so well, and then we'll come back and do this one. Yeah, that looks pretty clean. A little bit of nastiness on the bottom, but not much. Just a little bit. Yeah, I can't get that emulsified tube out of there. It's I don't have a screwdriver to get in there to get that, but I think if we soak it, it'll come out good, and we'll spray it down with some carb cleaner too, and then blow dry it. Use some compressed air and blow the crap out of it. Okay. Hammer. Sticking up the pin, the whole thing full of it. This one's in there pretty good. I think that one's good. That's in there. Oh, this might get it. Yeah, that dislodged it. If you can focus on that. It's very similar to the other one. The seat is right there. Yeah, it don't look too horrible. Looks round, looks clear. So, and that again, that emulsion. Oops, sorry about the camera, folks. That emulsion tube there is. I've got to have the right tool to get that out of there, and I don't have it. So I'm going to just, again, clean it out, blow it out. One and a half. So there it was 1 1/2. Yeah, okay. Actually 1 1/4. 1, yeah, 1 1/4. It's possible somebody might have messed with these. And they're not correctly set anyway, but. A lot of junk in it, so you see all that. That's what's inside of it. All right, well, that'll wait its turn, but that'll be next in the soak tank. Eventually, down the road, I'll get me a ultrasonic cleaner tank and instead of using this chem dip crap, and because I'm sure it'll do a whole lot better job. But stay tuned. And you know the float is good because it's floating. As long as there's no liquid inside of it. But you don't feel any. It means there's no hole in it. So, okay. Well, anyway, that's probably done. Don't need to leave that in there. So I'll leave this in here for a couple of hours now. And let that just kind of do its job. I think I'll put the second carb in this one. It's a little smaller. This tray here came with this gunk. It's a little smaller tray. It is steel. I don't believe that some of these things are bad for plastic, but I don't think this is. I'll have to look, but I don't think this is. I may not be able to get all this in there. Yeah. Okay. That's the okay. Okay, I'll seal that up. Maybe that's good enough. Put the lid on this one. I don't see a need to do the floats. That's for carburetor 1. This is for carburetor 2. Okay, that's been, I don't know, about an hour. It's looking pretty good. This is the top carburetor. Okay. This is the bottom. All right, go right into this one. All right, we'll come back in another couple hours after that. I'm going to rinse these down, maybe in the sink, wash them down, then maybe spray it down with some carb cleaner, and I'll be right. Rinse these out with water, hot water in the sink, and now I'm just going to spray it down with a little bit of carb cleaner to make sure that all the water's out of it. Then I'll spray it with compressed air. Have your safety glasses on too when you do this. Okay. Now, I'm going to put these in a little bag so I don't lose any of these pieces. I'm going to blow that out first. I'm going to blow these orifices. These are the jets. That's the needle. A mixture screw. That's a nice shape. No grooves on it. And that's for the top card. So all those parts will go into that bag for the top card, and then when the bottom one's done, the rest will go in there. So I just gotta hose this out a little bit with carb cleaner. There's two. A couple of holes here. It looks like I Make sure they're cleaned out. A couple of holes down in there. Those are probably for the idle. Okay. That's pretty clean. I think we're in good shape. Just got to reassemble. I got to wait for my gaskets to show up. I don't believe I'm going to reuse those gaskets. I thought about it, but the kit comes with this gasket and the intake gasket. So it's just 3 gaskets, and then a couple of, I think it was 1 seal for the around the emulsion, where the emulsion tube is, and so that kit comes pretty much just with what I need here. So and it's only about $9. Okay, so I won't bore you with the cleaning of the second carb. It's the same as the first, so I won't repeat that. But I would like to say that this will be the end of part 1. Stay tuned for part 2. You'll see the reassembly of the carburetors and then reinstalled back onto the motor on location. So thanks for watching, and keep watching for part 2 and give me a thumbs up. Appreciate it.